Hi, I'm Stephanie Sage. Welcome to the Stephanie Sage Show. Today I have a very special guest, Brandon Gant. He is a personal trainer who is totally passionate about health and fitness and helping people reach their goals to achieve a healthier lifestyle. He's my personal trainer.
Yes.
That's how I met Brandon at Anytime Fitness in Olathe. And thanks so much for coming on my show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be on your home turf. So, right?
I know, because I'm usually on your home turf at the
Yep.
gym, and he's ordering me around, making me stay fit, getting me in shape. No, seriously, I love Brandon. He is amazing to work with. He's always positive, always motivating, always upbeat. You say hi to everybody. I mean, you're just that guy. Like, you're amazing. And he's also an amazing trainer. I love the way you were ready to go.
Yeah.
Second, we're going to work out. You
Absolutely.
always have a great workout for me. And I love the way he analyzes, just movements as well. I can see that in you, that you really care about your clients.
Yes, it's true. It's very true.
It shows. So anyway, Brandon is a former college athlete. You went to South Dakota State.
South Dakota State.
You were the Jackrabbits?
That's right. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. Good.
I had to get that right. I'm like, oh, God.
Jackrabbits. Should have worn a shirt. But yeah, I played at South Dakota State.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And what was your position again?
I played wide receiver and I
Mm-hmm.
returned punts.
Okay.
So yeah, I was starting punt return for 3 years up there.
Wow.
And it was cold.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Good.
I wouldn't want to live anywhere north of here. But when you get the opportunity to play college ball, you probably go about anywhere, right?
Well, I knew I wanted to get away from Kansas City, and I wanted to go far.
Uh-huh.
6 hours wasn't that far, but it was
Yeah.
far enough. I was far enough away. So
Yeah. So now, why did you want to get away from Kansas City? Your hometown, right?
Yeah, it was all I've known.
Mhm.
I mean, I grew up in Kansas City. I went to school in Olathe, Kansas. You grow up in a box.
Mhm.
And I'm so the first moment I had an opportunity to get outside of the state of
Mhm.
Kansas or Missouri, I wanted to take it. So
Yeah.
I was looking at schools in Iowa, South Dakota, and I think, so Drake, Northern
Mhm.
Iowa, and South Dakota State. Yep.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. I think it's good to get outside your normal environment where you grew up and see other places in the world.
Absolutely.
And why did you end up at South Dakota State? Why did you go there versus UNI or Drake or what have you?
I wanted to go to Northern Iowa.
Uh-huh.
I really did. I wanted to go to Northern Iowa, and I just remember going through the recruiting process. And at the time, South Dakota State's recruiter,
Mhm.
he just had more communication. I mean, it
Mhm.
seemed like every day he was texting me, he was
Mhm.
calling me, and he ended up connecting me to a young man that lives in North Kansas City, who I am still really good friends
Mhm.
with till this day. And when I found out he was going, we developed a relationship, and we were like, you know what, let's go together.
Exactly.
Let's go together. Why not? And I remember me and
Yeah.
my brother, we drove up for a spring game. And I before I even, me and my brother drove up there before, I was
Mhm.
all about Northern Iowa. This is where I was
Mhm.
going. And we went up to South Dakota State for a spring game. And I was like, this is it.
You just had the feeling. It
I
was
said,
right.
this is it. When I went there and I saw the facilities, I met some of the coaches, some of the players. I said, yeah, this is the place.
That's
And my
awesome.
brother
And then
agreed.
it turned out to be a good fit.
Turned out to be a great fit.
Awesome.
It was great.
Some of the best times of your life, I bet.
I mean, memories that I will never forget. I mean, I
Mhm.
still laugh, and we laugh, talk about things that happened in college. You never forget your college years.
Mm-mm.
Those are my silly years too. So I made a lot of mistakes.
Don't we all? Don't
So
we
I
all?
don't even
My
know.
son never made any mistakes in college.
Yeah, never, right? I'm not even allowed back in the state of South Dakota. I'm joking. No, I'm joking. But yeah, so a lot of fun memories. I mean, you go through so many stages of emotion when you're in college anyway.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Well, you're growing up.
yes.
I mean, that's a huge transition from playing high school ball
Correct.
and just being at that age and then jumping into having to go to school,
Yep.
maintain your grades, go to your practices, and then try to build in a social life too.
Correct.
And then trying to be away from home.
Yep.
For the first time.
You learn management. You try to learn, you fail at learning management. So yeah, it's the first time you get to manage all things, even a budget, because now I have to pay bills on my own, right? So
yeah, a lot of growing up. But a lot of people are afraid to fail. But my motto is, if you never fail, you're never really putting yourself outside your comfort zone and try new things, or that's how you ultimately become a better you.
Yes, that's right. I like
Yeah.
that. I like
And
that.
you loved your coaches and teammates, and that was all. Well, I'm sure there's times you're like,
I don't.
Or maybe that was a sore subject.
I don't know anyone that love their coaches. You know, it's like that. It's like the parent son. You know, the mother daughter relation. It's love hate.
Yeah.
It's love hate because you don't agree on everything. You know, and I'm the why guy. You know, I've always been the why guy, right? Tell me why. Don't just tell me to do something. Tell me why, because I feel like that's my opportunity to learn. I may have been too much of a why guy, so I would say that.
Well, maybe the coach just didn't want to take time, but I respect that because I'm like that too. Like, because that's how I like learning, and I like to know why you do something a certain way. So I totally get that.
I will challenge authority, and even to this day, I challenge authority as well. So
I like that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Connor and I are a little bit like that too. Little bit of rebels.
Absolutely. But that's how I learned though. I learned by asking questions, being very inquisitive. I'm going to ask why. I'm going to ask, for what? Tell me why. Don't just tell me to do something.
Because you're not saying I'm not going to do it.
Correct.
You're not defying it. You just want to understand it.
Correct. Yeah, so did I like all of my coaches? Absolutely not. That's the truth.
Yeah, well, that's what show's about truth.
I will say this though, Stephanie, I will say this, as an adult, I have more respect for my coaches now because some of the things that they try to teach me that I rebelled against, it makes sense now. That's same with parenting, right?
Right, exactly.
It makes sense now. I'm in a place in my life where I can receive it, accept it, and now understand it a little bit better. So shout out to all my coaches because even if we butt heads a little bit, they instilled and planted seeds in me that have grown and helped me out in my adult life. So
yeah, and just sometimes people you just aren't ready to learn it.
Correct.
And receive it at that time. And that's really true when you start having kids. And then, they don't want to listen to you and you're definitely going to butt heads. And I'm sure you butt heads with your mom every once in a while.
Absolutely.
Never.
Never. That's good.
I know, but no, it's true in life. And then you have your own kids.
Not yet.
Not yet. But when you do.
Yeah.
And then you're going to look back and go, maybe mom or dad was right.
Correct.
But it all comes full circle, So now, yesterday we were talking, because I worked out with you yesterday, and because I read your bio and you said that you never dreamed as a former college athlete that you would find yourself at a point of being overweight and out of shape.
Yeah.
So tell the audience more about that. Like all of a sudden you're like, whoa, what happened to me?
Well, I think, not only myself, I think a lot of former athletes can relate to this. You go from, and in fact, Connor and I was having a conversation about this. You go from competing every single day. You go from having a reason to work out, a reason to stay on your nutrition regimen, a reason to show up. And, once you're done, once you hang that jersey up, your reason leaves. I no longer have.
That's going to be a sad day. It's kind of a mixture of.
Sometimes I don't think you realize how sad it is until after, until it's gone. I think up until the point I was excited actually for it to end.
Yeah.
But it became sad when I had to figure out life without it. That
was your whole identity. Almost.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. You find your identity there. And I think a lot of athletes struggle once it's over with. I mean, you're talking.
Years of identity.
Years. And when you get in college, it becomes a full-time job because everything you do is pretty much to get you prepared to compete and perform on Saturdays.
Right.
My class schedule is organized so that I can be at practice on time.
Right.
Organized so that I can watch film. It's organized so that I can even eat properly to get probably that's funny. Eat properly. We'll talk about that later. So that I can, have the energy that I need to expend when I'm doing practice, when I'm doing workouts, when I'm even in games. So I just remember reaching a point where I was unmotivated and I lost my reason. I had no reason.
The purpose.
I lost my purpose.
Gotta have purpose.
It's like, wow, okay, I can go work out. I remember how to do power cleans. I remember how to, how to run, how to squat. But now it's like, why? I want money. That's what I wanted some money.
Well, that's another thing too. You had to get out and start. You had to earn your living.
Absolutely.
And so you're sidetracked by that too.
Correct.
The reality of that.
Absolutely. I mean, you this is funny to even think about. When you're in school, you can you can kind of BS your way through school a little bit, you know, when you're in college. You know, you can skip class, right?
Especially as an athlete.
As an athlete, you can skip class. I can leave class early, and everything is committed to football. But once you leave school, once you're not competing anymore, and again, you're out in the real world and you're trying to just build and establish yourself as a professional, which was another struggle. I just think it's extremely tough once you're trying to build. You have to show up there, right? I mean, you know, the real world, right? It isn't like class, right? I had to show up to work. And so now I'm losing time, right? So when I'm losing my time, my health is declining. You don't realize it because, you know, because you're trying to reprioritize and restructure your life, but your health is declining just because you're stressed, you're exhausted, and you're no longer as active as you used to be, but you're still eating like an athlete. And if you're an athlete that's currently competing, you're probably eating so much, you know,
thousands of calories a day.
I love when I was competing because I could eat whatever I want, whenever I wanted.
Nice.
And it didn't affect me, you know, the way the way it does now. So yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. But the good thing is that experience, I think, helps you as a trainer because you've walked in the shoes of knowing what it's like to all of a sudden look in the mirror and go, uh-oh, where did this come from?
Absolutely.
This weight? Oh, my pants are too tight or whatever. And did that motivate you to go into personal training, or how did you get into being a personal trainer? Did you do that right away when you got out of college? Or
so I had no intention on becoming a personal trainer. In fact, I wanted to continue to play football. So I actually moved to Arizona to play arena football.
Okay.
That never happened.
Okay.
And so I didn't force it. You know, I moved down there for it to happen, but I had to pay bills again, you know, real life stuff, right? So I could no longer
that
rely
issue
on
comes up.
4 roommates to help me out with rent. So I ended up moving to Arizona. I wanted to play football. I became an insurance agent.
Okay.
Right. So I was slinging insurance.
Wow. And that's a tough gig because that's all commission, right?
It's tough. Correct. It's really, really tough. However, I'm thankful I did it because I learned sales, right? I had an opportunity to learn sales, right? I moved back to Kansas City in summer of 2014. Now this is around the time that I was extremely out of shape, right? I mean, I was in a shape, but it wasn't the kind of shape, right?
Not the shape you want to be.
I was in a round shape. And it's crazy because I didn't realize it, but what you see is that you see people that you grew up with, that you went to high school with, middle school with, and they start to make comments on your appearance, you know, and everyone say, "Oh man, you know, you look different, you know, you're bigger." You know, some people just flat out tell you the truth, dude.
Brutal.
You're getting fat, you know. You can leave it up to friends and family to tell you the truth. They're not going to sugarcoat anything, dude. You're getting fat. But I could look in the mirror and see it, right?
Yeah.
And
you're like, thanks for letting me know.
One of my jobs that I had, we were required to do a yearly health assessment. We had to do a health assessment, and in 2015. I went in for my yearly health assessment, and I just couldn't believe what they were telling me at this health assessment. You know, and again, I'm still an athlete in my mind.
Right.
I'm only a couple of years removed from competing, right? And I was probably borderline every health disease that you can think about.
Wow, that quickly?
That quick, it happened quick.
Wow.
And I mean, but when I think about
diabetes, maybe, or high blood pressure.
Absolutely. You name it. I mean, it doesn't matter. You run them down. We can talk about it, right?
Cholesterol.
Yes. And when I looked at the form, and you know, the doctor, she was explaining everything to me, and she said, you know, with a healthy, active lifestyle, you can reverse all of these things. You know, you're not at the point where you need to go.
Because you were so young still.
Absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
My goodness.
Well, I was pre everything. It wasn't, you know, I didn't have to be on medication for anything, but she said, if you continue doing whatever it is that you're doing, you're going to be medicated, you know, for these diseases. So a healthy, active lifestyle will help you reverse everything that's going on.
Right. Well, that shows us how important diet and exercise are. I mean, a lot of people don't want to do it. But I mean, I personally, if I go like sometimes a week because I'm busy, I just feel like I just feel so much better about myself.
Correct.
When I go work out, like I just feel, you know, healthier and thinner. Just what I know I'm not. Just I wish it worked that way. The magic.
I mean, it's just like,
but you just feel better.
It's just like brushing your teeth. It's something that you want to do every day to reap the benefits of it for the rest of your life.
Right.
And so when I left that meeting that day,
Mm-hmm.
I made a decision. I made a decision to get my health back on track. I made a decision that I would never be in this situation again, because I knew that next year I had to come back and do another health assessment.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the day that I decided that I'm taking my life back. I don't have anyone to guide me. I don't have anything to compete for. I don't have teammates. I don't have coaches.
So it's up to you.
Yeah, right. It's up to me. I got a dog and a fight inside of me that's unmatched. So let me figure this out. Now, I will admit, I went extreme. I went drastic, but I got that weight off. Right. Yeah. And from there, I think a lot of people just seeing my transformation, they started to ask questions. People started to, hey man, you look good.
You look
good. Family members, friends, you look good. What you do? How'd you do it? And so from there, I started to kind of say, I'll show you. I'm a very, like you said, I'm a very helpful guy. I love people.
Yeah,
I love people, right?
That's what
I wish I could hug everyone, teach everyone, show everyone, right?
He's like, hey, how's it going?
I started training people for free. I said, hey, I'll show you what I did, and when I realized that people didn't have that same dog and fight in them that I had,
a lot of people don't.
I'm like, okay, maybe I need some education behind this training. And
You're getting frustrated. They're like,
I'm like, this is harder than what I thought. I thought I could push people the way I push myself. And so I said, okay, maybe I need to learn a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, this is something that I think that I can do as a professional. And that's how me becoming a trainer started.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool. It's just funny how, you can have this path that you think you're going to take, and then all of a sudden one little thing can just totally take you in another direction, a whole career or an experience that you didn't even plan on.
Absolutely. I was supposed to be the biggest star in the NFL by 2013, right? With the name Gant on the back of my jersey.
I know.
Playing for the Oakland Raiders.
We might talk about that.
We went there, right? That was the dream, but God had a different plan for my life, and I'm grateful for the turns that my life took, because I had so much growing, so much learning to do, and that's what I've been able to do with this new path, if you will.
Well, that's what I admire about you is that you're a person that it appears to me, I haven't known you all that long, that you're grateful and you're thankful for the experiences that teach you how to be better in your life and still keep the dog going. But and you didn't achieve that dream.
Correct.
But you're achieving other dreams, and you're still involved in sports because you train athletes.
I do. Absolutely.
And working out, to me, it's a little bit of a sport. It takes balance, strength, agility. So I think that's just really cool that you seem to always see the positive.
Absolutely.
And your life, but that shows because you just run on that high frequency, high energy, but then you make other people feel great.
Thank you.
I see that in you. We make me feel great.
Yes.
Yes. So you're amazing. I mean, I love working out with you. So what do you think makes you unique compared maybe to other trainers out there? Your philosophy or your experiences or?
Well, one, my story is what makes me unique, right? We all go through different things in life that kind of shape how we view, life, how we view things. Like you said, I'm a very positive person. I have not always been, but my story, which maybe we'll tap into a little bit today. However, another thing that makes me different is, my willingness to continue to learn, right? Anything that you do is a continuum. So I won't stop learning.
Right.
When I learn, I'm able to teach my clients how to be better, right? I'm able to add value to myself and also anyone that I come in contact with. I'm always trying to impact, empower. So what makes me different is that I will go the distance for anyone that's in my circle, anyone that I'm connected to. In fact, I don't even have to know you. A complete stranger off the street, I will give them the shirt off of my back. Right. So I guess
I believe that.
I have that. I have that care factor, but I also have that factor to continue to learn and grow. Right.
Yeah. So, very important. Yeah, I'm like that too. I don't think people who are like that type A, just competitive, you're just always striving to be better no matter what you're doing. And learning, and because that's what makes you better.
Correct.
Knowledge is power.
I wouldn't have thought even, I've been training for 7 years and each year I've gotten better. And if I do this for the next 30 years, I believe that that's still going to stay the course. I will continue to learn. There's so much to learn about health, fitness, the human body, how to move better, how to be better, and how it incorporates into everything in life. So, I'm grateful.
Well, and then that leads me to another point that I asked you one day, do you have like a favorite age group that you like training, or, and you said, no, I love training. I think you said everybody.
Yeah.
So you train like junior high, middle school, high school, my age, seniors, younger people. I mean, you just cover it all, right?
I do. However, there's two groups. I will say there's two groups of people that I truly enjoy training, and I'll tell you the reasons why. So one is the athlete or former athlete, right? Because I've been there. I've been in their shoes, right? And that transition from playing a sport to now I have to figure it out on my own, it's extremely hard. A lot of athletes fall into deep depressions because it's so much to think about and manage when you're, because it's all you've known, So I have a soft place in my heart for former athletes.
Oh, sure.
Right? But also women, I enjoy training moms. I mean, I don't think anyone works as hard as a mom. Now, whether you're a stay-at-home mom or you're a working mom, a dog mom, cat mom, it doesn't matter, right? I enjoy training moms because I feel like moms, they have the same care factor that I have. They put everything before themselves. And so whenever,
very true.
So true. And so whenever they get an opportunity to do something for themselves, right? Invest into themselves, add value to their life. I feel like hiring a trainer or someone that's more knowledgeable than you in this field, I feel like that's a way of them investing in themselves. It's for some women that I've trained, it's literally the only time that they get
to themselves.
By themselves,
I know.
right? So
and you think, whoa, how do they do that?
Absolutely. And I have a great relationship with my mom. She's probably my favorite person in this world. After my wife, I have to say that.
Oh yeah.
But she's one of my favorite person in this world, and
she probably has your back like no other. That's what I say about my mom.
Nobody's a ride or die for you like your mom. So I have so much respect for women, all that they do, right? Because they truly do it all.
Yeah. Yeah, like I told my daughter, now that you're a mom, moms just can't be sick.
Correct.
Especially when you have little babies or toddlers. I mean, you could have the worst flu ever.
No days off.
And then you still got it. Yeah, you got to get up and take care of that baby or that toddler. I mean, when they get older, it's a little easier. But yeah, and I think I had a show. One of my first shows was about self-care because, especially women really need to focus on self-care because if you're not healthy, you're not taking care of yourself, or if you're just mentally in a bad place, that's going to reflect onto your relationship with your kids,
correct,
your spouse,
correct,
or just other family, because you're not happy.
Absolutely.
And the happier you are, the better. If mom ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
No, that's true. It's true. And and I look at both of those groups of people, and they have so many similarities.
Yeah.
They're both trying to fight to get their life back and refine their identity because it's going to something else, So I enjoy that because they have fight in them, right? They're motivated, but differently, Mindset is a huge piece that I tap into when I'm training moms and also when I'm training athletes, because that's one of the pieces that's missing, when they're trying to train because they can't take their minds off of other things,
right?
So that's who I enjoy training. Not to say that I don't train other people, but those are my two.
It's like groups. You're too special.
Those are my two special groups. Okay. Absolutely.
Because don't you work with some disabled children too at one point?
I did. I did some work with both men and women that were physically and mentally disabled. I've worked with pregnant women, again, moms, right? So I work with seniors.
And that takes a special, because they're limited on what they can do.
Correct.
And movement, obviously.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
Can't touch my toes anymore.
No, yes, it's kind of cool to see, just over the course of the months, what they're able to do and what we have to back off of,
Right.
So experience training seniors. So I do have some variety in there.
Well, and then I've talked to Brandon about this. I think that, me personally, and I've asked Brandon about that, I think it's more important than ever that you stay active as you age, to, keep flexibility, strength, and it's harder to build muscle tone.
Correct.
Keep weight off, things like that. And to balance. You work with me a lot on balance, core strength,
Yes.
Because you don't use it, you lose it,
You
right?
lose it.
And then you're more prone to health problems.
Correct.
Falling. So yeah, I think it's more
Absolutely.
important.
Yeah.
I did try to watch your Instagram video on the belly fat, but I
Did you watch
couldn't.
it?
Yeah, but I was in line. I had my music was going, and I was just so I didn't get a
Yeah.
chance to actually watch it yesterday like I wanted to. I just didn't want to.
I'll repost them.
Yeah,
I'll
so repost it. But what's the key to belly fat? Because I think that's one of the hardest areas to tackle.
Oh, so the key. Well, one, you have to go watch my mini series that I'm doing on Instagram. The key, and I don't want to make it sound like there's some magic formula or magic pill. I would say, if I could be brief, I would say commit to a healthy, active lifestyle. You have to commit, because if you don't commit, it's going to be extremely hard to reap the full benefits of it.
Yeah.
Right. I would say that's the key. I mean, even when you were
and diet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Just commit. I mean, that goes into it. So when I'm talking healthy, active lifestyle, I'm talking some type of activity, right? I'm talking a training plan. I'm talking a nutrition plan, mobility, flexibility, recovery, hydration, proper sleep, everything that you're ingesting, the things that I'm listening to, the things that I'm watching, because that affects your mindset as well. So it's so many things.
Turn off the TV.
Absolutely.
I have been so much happier. I don't watch a lot of news. I don't watch a lot of TV. We listen to music. I do meditation.
Yeah.
Because it's so much stress out there.
Correct.
And stress can add weight gain too, right?
Absolutely.
And it's kind of a stressful world right now.
Correct.
But I'm happier.
Yeah.
Just not that I'm clueless to what's going on out there, but just hearing negative stuff all the time is not healthy. Correct. So you need to surround yourself with positive environment.
Yep.
Music.
People, places, things.
Yeah.
Right.
No, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
and
it's so much that goes into it. So much that goes into it. And if you can develop an overall plan, again, we're talking mindset, we're talking the physical, we're talking the things that I'm putting into my body, what I'm around. So many things that go into it. That's why I said it's hard to be brief. I try to be brief, but you can see we get ready to tackle everything. And if you can commit to that, you have to decide, you have to commit, because what a lot of people tend to do is they start, it becomes tough, they quit. They start over.
But sadly, this way, then you got to, if you decide to work out again, now you got to go all the way back
to the starting line,
to the progress that you made. I had quit working out to go into church.
Yeah.
So it's just, once you get in the habit, it's all good. But once you stop, it's hard to get back in that habit again. Yeah. And I agree that I just make it, it's part of my life.
Correct.
It's my lifestyle.
Correct.
And I try not to beat myself up. I mean, I have my weakness foods. Yeah. I can't be trusted with. So if I dive into my weakness food, instead of just totally beat myself, I might scold myself like, Steph, come on. One cheat day, but just don't go, oh heck, and then just start gorging yourself, As
your trainer, what's your weakness food?
I love stuff like gummy bears.
Yeah.
And red licorice.
Yep.
Yeah, those are my true comfort foods. I can go without a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
But that stuff, and I try to cut out all sugar.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and that's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to do. And my wine.
It's tough.
I gotta have my glass of wine. So that's what that's like my relaxation.
Sweets. It sound like sweet. I'm a sweets guy, so I get it.
Yeah. I mean, I can pass on some. Yeah. But I like salty chips too.
Yeah. Oh yes.
But I try not to be I think I eat more when I'm nervous, maybe. Yep. Not really sad, but like if I'm really trying to mull things through my mind, I kind of want you want to munch on something.
Yeah. I'm taking notes right now.
Yeah.
I just want you to know.
He's getting ready to.
Well, quick story for you. So one other thing that makes me different, I'm flashing back to earlier. I have a coach.
Okay.
I have a coach, right?
Like a life coach?
No, I have a coach.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. We always have to, it's for accountability.
Keep you in check.
Keep me in check, right? I love that because I learned from him. He pushes me, and I do the same thing to people, right?
Yeah.
And quick story is that I love sweets as well. And in fact, my very first time training with my coach, when I'm in the gym,
Was
I'm
he
working
dangled
out.
the sweet
Oh, no,
bread
let me,
of you
oh, let
while
me
you're
tell you what
working
happened.
out?
Let me tell you what
I
happened.
can't
Right?
wait.
And so, when I'm working out, especially when I'm doing my arm workouts, right?
Yeah.
I love a muscle pump. All my gym goers, you know about the muscle pump. It's where your veins are popping, your muscles are full. I'm feeling swole. And so I like to eat sour gummy worms.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Similar.
It helps. It helps with my pump.
Oh.
At least in my mind, it helps, right?
Yeah.
So I just carb up, sugar up, and it does. And so I pull out my bag of sour gummy worms, and I pop them, and of course my veins are popping. I got my pump. And so my coach texts me later that night, and he goes, "Yeah, get rid of the gummy worms."
You're like, no.
I was like, because I was actually excited that he actually let me eat them. I told him, I said, "Dude, I like to do this in the middle of my workout." He didn't say anything throughout the course of the whole workout. I mean, he kicked my butt, but after he was like, "All right, man, get rid of those things." I was like,
see, I can't see myself
I mean,
with my bag.
Yeah, I know it, right? But I look great. I'm confident. I'm like, I'm not hiding anything from him. This is what I do, man. But he's like, yeah, we gotta let those go, dude.
Yeah. Oh my God. I know. I've always been told, like, if you're really watching what you eat, and you can tell, like, when you're really watching your diet and you eat something you're not supposed to, like you roll through the fast food.
Oh yeah.
Go roll into Sonic and have your burger with onion rings. My body's like, no.
Correct. Absolutely.
Doesn't like that food, because your body does get used when you eat really strict.
Yeah.
And when you eat bad, your body tells you, tells you that food probably isn't very good for you.
Yeah. I mean, I think you learn how to you have to set boundaries within your eating, right? You can't,
like a cheat day.
Well, you can't heavily restrict yourself, because it is going to cause for you. It's going to be like that slingshot effect, right? I'm backing off. And when I go for it, I'm going for it, right? So
you dive right in.
I dive right in. I mean, I go overboard, right? So you can't heavily restrict yourself. I love sweets. So every single day I'm having a small treat.
Okay.
I'm having something, right? Just to satisfy that craving. Right. Now, there may be some days that I don't have anything, but my wife will tell you I love my sweets, right? But one thing I can do, I've learned to set boundaries, and I know myself now. Yeah. I know I can't overdo it on Friday night, because if I overdo it on Friday night, I know it's going to roll over into Saturday, into Sunday, and now on Monday I'm struggling to get going. But
kind of like where the gym's busy on Mondays.
Exactly.
It's the weekend guilt.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I'm back in here because I had a wreck-in. I call them wreck-ins, right? Yeah. I wrecked my weekend, and now I'm here because I got to lose those 10 pounds I gained. Right? So boundaries is one. That's one way in. I think you learn. I showed you a picture of what I looked like in 2015, right? In fact, I had a client ask me today, there's a new Whataburger that's opening up in the Kansas City area.
That's what I hear.
He's like, hey, man, you going to go to Whataburger? I said, no. And I showed him the picture. I said, this is what I look like when I used to eat at fast foods. And it's the truth, because I didn't leave the lines. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have it every once in a while, but like you said, when you eat it, your body tells you. And I personally, I like my digestive tract.
Yeah, to be working just fine.
To be working just fine. And I know when I'm going to go too far. If I pull in any drive-through at that point, I know I'm going too far. Yeah. And now it's to the point now with the discipline that I've had in my life, I don't even really desire. But I will go to Chipotle, get rice, beans, things like that. But a burger from a fast food restaurant, and
the French fries.
That's a no. It's a no for me.
And it's expensive too.
Yeah, but there are things that I do like to. I will go grab, right? So
yeah, I know. Life is just discipline.
Yeah, correct.
It's your mindset, being positive, just and then finding the triggers. Yeah. Because sometimes when I mess up and I'm like, why did I just eat that? And then I think, okay, what was my personal trigger? Right. That made me reach for the gummy bears or the chips. Yep.
You have to know your weakness. I mean, it's so we went so right by Anytime Fitness, there's a donut place that opened up.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So a group of us went one morning, and again, you have to know and learn. So I don't beat myself up, but I know my triggers, right? So we go and we get donuts one morning. I mean, and for some people, it's just
I love cake donuts.
You love cake, right? Some people, it's a casual.
Glazed ones, I could pass on those all day long.
It's a casual visit to the donut shop, right? Let's have 2 donuts, and we got community here. We're breaking bread together. For me, it turns in like 2 weeks if I can't stop. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, right. It's almost like some things are addictive.
Yeah,
I'm like that with certain things.
When you learn yourself like that, And so They've invited me to go about 3 more times since the first time. And I was like, no, I can't, because it's going to turn into a couple of weeks, right? I mean, you almost can't control yourself.
No, it is. It can be similar to like alcohol or drug addiction.
Absolutely.
I mean, my philosophy was sugar. If I don't eat it, I'm good. Yeah. For the most part. But then once I take that one bite,
correct,
then I do believe it's addictive. Something in there is like a trigger, and then you just want to keep eating it.
Correct.
So, and maybe it's just certain foods. Yeah. Like I could pass really on donuts all day long. Yeah. I mean, if they're here at the office, I'll just walk right by them. But there's certain foods that I'm like, I really have to like.
Absolutely. But
I've
developed such a healthy, active lifestyle that now, you know, even some things like that I can enjoy, and it really doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
You know,
well, you're still super young too.
Well, you know.
Oh yeah, he thinks he's old. Play the violin for you, Rick.
33 is, you know, it's not 18.
Well, my daughter's 33, and I told her, well, you just wait till you turn the 40, and then you're kind of like,
right.
Yeah, maybe not so cool anymore. I don't know. Or usually by then you have kids, and they're making you feel not quite so cool anymore.
You tapped out on coolness. Yeah. But you said something earlier. You were asking about you know, being older, how you should be healthy and active, and you know, one thing for me, one of my biggest drivers. I try not to have those goals where I'm like, oh, I need to get in shape for a wedding. Not that, no offense to anyone that does this, but I need to get in shape for a wedding, or I have to fit into this, or I want to do this, or we're going on a spring break vacation. You know, for me, one of my biggest goals is to be able to be functional, be healthy, and be able to do things myself in older age. So I know that the things that I do now, the habits that I create now, my older self will thank me for, because, you know, I'm setting the foundation for how I will move as a 64-year-old, 65-year-old adult, right?
No, so I think you're absolutely on track there.
Extremely important, because if I don't do it now and I'm 65, it's going to be hard for me to develop a routine at 65. And if I'm 30, I can develop, if I'm 18, I can develop this routine now.
And you won't have to work as hard because you're going to stay in shape versus you totally get out of shape. And then, you know, you gain weight, then you all of a sudden, your knee. And then if you played sports, you're probably going to have a tendency that your knees are going to be bad, or hips, or what have you. But if you stay in shape and don't put all that weight on, then you may not need those surgeries. Or because, I mean, you know, being overweight costs a lot in healthcare. Just it affects like blood pressure,
so much,
diabetes,
so much,
just on and on and on. But yeah, if you stay in shape, then that's just, you're already ahead of the game.
So people, you have to think about two things, you know. So you can, a lot of people think personal trainers are expensive, right? No, we add value. Think about that. We're valuable because, you know, I can either pay a personal trainer, right, who I think is expensive, or I can really pay that real expense, which is my health and those doctor bills, the medications, right? That costs way more than what a personal trainer costs. I have to learn to be proactive trainer and not reactive medication doctors, right? I have to learn that. And the moment you figure that out, you realize, okay, this is valuable, right? It's not just about money, right? Yeah,
well, it's valuable to society.
Absolutely.
You know, because it helps reduce healthcare costs overall. If everybody would do their part, and not everybody's going to look like you, like.
You sure?
So super built, you know. But you know, all you can do is, well, in your bio, you said you help people become the best version of themselves. And so, you know, most people are not going to be the Adonis, because most people don't have the time to train like a bodybuilder and look like that, or the exact strict diet. You know, but it's the mindset. Well, and trying to stay ahead of the game and be the best you.
And an apple tree can never be an orange tree. Right? The only thing it can do is be the best apple tree that it can be. Right? The seed was planted in it to become an apple tree. Right? So I have to become the best version of myself. Right? And when I do that, I'm going to attract what needs to be attracted to me. Right? I don't have to chase anything. Right? So that's my philosophy. It's always me versus me. I'm always trying to be better than what I was. I'm always trying to see how I can add value to myself. And that naturally overflows to other people. I don't have to be LeBron James, right? I will never be him. I will always be Brandon Gant.
That's a good point.
And I will be the best Brandon Gant that I can be. Right. Because that's attached to other people as well. Right.
But that's teaching just you know, a lot of people struggle with self-confidence or just negative self. It's learning to love
Yeah.
yourself, and you were brought here. You were created by God, the creator, whatever. So
Correct.
you were meant to be you. So
Correct.
just be the best you. I love that.
Yeah.
That you can be.
That you can be, right?
You know.
And we naturally compare ourselves to other people, but
Mhm.
when you realize that you're valuable, you have worth,
Mhm.
you approach things differently.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Oh, I firmly believe in that. Just having purpose, and that's kind of what I wanted to bring my show is just to have people talk about their truths.
Yeah.
Look at other people's truths,
Yeah.
their stories. What can you learn from other people? How can you learn? Have a greater connection.
Correct.
With humanity, other people. How are we helping people?
Right.
You know, and you're helping people by telling people how to help them with their health and be better them.
It's the most important thing that you have is your health and your time.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Well, your time you never get back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if my health is deteriorating, if my health is going down while I'm getting older, it's not good.
No.
Right?
No.
Imagine if your health can get better. You know, I mean, we're supposed to become wiser. We're supposed to get smarter as we age.
Yeah, we're supposed to.
Right, we're supposed to, right?
No,
You would think that people would be like, "Oh, I should be healthy," but they chase other things in the place of health, and you compromise your health chasing other things, right? But if I'm healthy, I'm great for you, all of my clients. I'm great for my wife. I'm great for my future kids. I'm great for my mom, the people that love me, that want to be around me. I'm great for my business, my job. And if I'm not healthy, I'm no good to no one because I'm struggling the entire time to give you time. I'm struggling the whole time to give you any part of me because I'm not healthy. You know, I can't operate at my fullness, right? And when I can operate at my fullness, you see a completely different Brandon than the Brandon in 2015. I was struggling just to leave the house, you know, right? Absolutely. I mean, I would, because I was an agent, right? And I didn't want to, I would much rather stay home and eat that pizza because it was an entire toxic lifestyle, you know, that I was living. So now just being healthier, I'm better for everyone around me because I can show up, I can be there on time, I can be present when I'm there, and I can produce. You know? So
yeah, and it's amazing how you can get stuck in a lifestyle.
Oh my goodness.
You know how like you don't even see that it's happening.
Yeah.
And then it's so toxic. It's that low energy, and you're just you're not shining. You're not being the light that the world needs to see.
Yeah. And
you know,
shout out to anyone that's been able to pull themselves out of that dark place because that's a hard thing to do, right? Because mentally, if you're struggling and you're in a dark place, how do I get out of this hole? You don't know how to get out, but I encourage anyone, keep fighting. Use your friends, your family, the people that care about you, and get yourself out of that place because once you get out, you know, for a lot of us, we're not going back. You know, for me, I know what it feels like to be at the bottom, mentally, physically, financially, my bottom, right? Not anyone else, my bottom, and I refuse to go back, right? So
because it's just not a good feeling. Like I think we've talked about just when I'm around like real low energy, kind of a depressing, it like just drags me down.
Correct.
Like I just don't even feel good.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just my natural. I want to operate at a positivity. I want to be around positive. I want to be positive.
Correct.
And not that you don't have your down moments. Correct. I have my moments too.
Yeah.
But I try to always stay positive, see the best in everything. What did I learn from this experience?
Correct.
And always have a purpose.
Yeah.
Always be striving to be the best you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, that's not to say that we need each other. Iron sharpens iron. We need each other, right?
More than ever.
What people know. Right. So
yeah, I mean, in this world, there's more people, it's a combination, probably just everything going on in the world. Probably people are on too much social media, watching too much TV, you know, and there's more people like the line out of that Walgreens. There's a line of cars. I'm like, you know, there's
drug
people,
deals. Drug deals happening
legal
every day, legal and illegal. Drug deals happening every day to fix us.
I know, but there's more depression. Suicides are up. I just think that we need to be reaching out to each other more than ever. We're stronger together when we can help other people.
Absolutely.
And here you started, Brandon did, helping people, his friends and family. Yeah. That led to an awesome career. And how do people get in touch with you to talk to you about? You do diet plans. workout plans.
Yes.
And
yes.
you even have the
Yeah.
online. Do you still do the
I do.
online?
So I
thing
do.
too?
I do in-person and online training. My Instagram is BK Gant. We'll probably link it somewhere. My Facebook is just my name, Brandon Gant. You can DM me, inbox me. You can also email me at madfitkc@gmail.com. Mad is MADD. That's how you get in touch with me. You can get in touch with me through Stephanie.
Yeah, that'd be good for you.
Yeah. So I do. So I mean, you name it. There's nutrition plans, workout plans, flexibility plan. I'm also a mobility specialist as well. So I do mobility plans as well. Accountability. So there's a lot. Check-ins. There's a lot that I offer through my training. So yeah, tap in and we can talk, and everything is personalized because we're all different. You know, we all need different things. So we take you through a full assessment, seeing exactly what it is that you need, get you out of your own way, and
Get out of your own way.
and we lay the foundation, knowing that this is long term and it's not something that I'm trying to do in 30 days. If you're looking for a quick fix, I'm not for you.
Right. But that's being honest, because it should be a lifelong goal is to stay in shape and take care of yourself, and it takes time. And but then again, that time pays off, and turn off the TV. Instead of going home and watch TV, go to the gym.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. Read something.
Read something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Brandon.
Thank you
for coming on my show. And if anybody's looking to be the best version of themselves and get into a healthier lifestyle, call this guy. He's amazing.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
it was
you.
a lot of fun.
That was good.
All right. Take care.